Look, if Chris Roberts is Bob Page, then Star Citizen is his mythic city on the hill. And as we've learned over the past month, evidently mythic is the operative fucking word. So disclaimer time, Chris Roberts is a legend I respect. As I've intimated on at least one occasion, Wing Commander, beyond its pioneering place in the pantheon of PC game design, also happens to be one of the top 10 games that I consider to have defined my makeup as a PC gamer. It ignited a passion for space sims that burns like Shia LaBeouf's dick, unabated to the present day, and the legacy of that lone creation, let alone the series it spawned and the many offshoots thereof, will stand the test of time regardless of any apocalyptic Star Citizen Mondo catastrophe that may transpire subsequently. And with battle lines being drawn already, I'd sort of caution fanboys of, say, Elite Dangerous, that as they disparage the man and his legacy, they should first consider that without said legacy, Elite Dangerous wouldn't have had gameplay to fucking steal. While Derek Smart, the one-time indie developer and Star Citizen backer who cast wide the supple nether parts of this story, has in my opinion sunk to character assassination, alleging everything from marital drama that isn't even remotely any of our fucking business, ageism to racism allegations that were in no way a motivating factor in having a shaky, oblivious black cameraman awkwardly wander on stage at random intervals during CitizenCon 2015. Where this rant is concerned, that shit's officially on the shelf. And Derek Smart, just for the record, Chief, for possessing the ability to put your conscience in a stasis long enough to fucking go there, it's my sincere hope your crank finds its way into the nearest food processor at the earliest available opportunity. Fuck you from the bottom of my heart, pal. That said, you never judge an argument by its source, unless of course you're Movie Bob. And there can be no mistaking that while it may be true that the information contained in Derek Smart's series of Star Citizen exposés or the Escapist articles they inevitably inspired may not be 100% on the mark, it's high time we don our big boy pants and admit in unison that a sizable portion of the alleged financial impropriety and developmental incompetence is just a hair too detailed to be outright fabrication. The fact is, the abject 12-tittied money mutant that is Star Citizen finds its origin in the mitochondria of Chris Roberts himself. To put a finer point on it, the man is a dreamer. He's fucking Ahab, folks. And Star Citizen isn't just some late-night brain fart. It's a great big Seamus white sperm whale with a taste for human flesh. And as far back as Wing Commander Privateer and the Star Citizen dress rehearsal itself, Freelancer, he's been fruitlessly lobbing harpoons at the fucker for the better part of 15 years. The problem? We just gave him $92 million to do it all the fuck over again. Correction. We gave him $80 million 3 years ago, and all we got was this lousy t-shirt and a lackluster ladling of playable pre-alpha modules, some of which encompass all of one fucking room. So which do you prefer, folks? Floaty flight sim? Cockeyed crew combat? Foobar first-person shooting? We know it's not a final product, folks. We know you're reaching for something grandiose, Mr. Roberts. A game that's been attempted unsuccessfully for over a decade, but 3 years on, how is it even possible it doesn't look and play better than this? Look, I want Star Citizen to realize its every ambition and then some. Open galaxy sandbox, flight sim, space station and planetary exploration. Fuck, throw in some giant stompy mechs and it's my dream game. No one, especially a dyed-in-the-dung Wing Commander fanboy like myself, wants this to fail, least of all since Star Citizen is one of just 2 Kickstarters I've ever bothered to donate to in my life. That said, I'd be lying through the hole in Star Citizen's financial reports if I didn't admit the runaway hype NATO that preceded the prolonged fart that was CitizenCon, not to mention several fans' admission that they not only spent tens of millions of dollars for pixelated objects in a game that does not yet exist, but that they intend to continue fucking doing so, didn't bear an eerie similarity to some other press conferences from a previous Hypocalypse in the late 90s.
Should we invest all of our 401k in Enron stock? Absolutely. Don't you guys agree?
Let's Let's obliterate the hails of free market friendly fire before they escape the figurative musket, shall we? Of course anyone can spend their money however the fuck they want. If this oblivious fuckwit wants to donate his left kidney, I don't give a fuck if he eats Chris Roberts' ass while he does it. The issue is that these virtual purchases, again, for a fictitious game, are being used to continue to fund a game whose overall budget is just a hop, skip, and a jump away from $100 million as it fucking is. In short, where the fuck did the money go? And until they actually answer that question, why haven't you stopped giving it to them? Most people won't give a hobo a buffalo nickel without inquiring as to its intended purpose. You're gonna take out a fucking mortgage without so much as a fucking receipt? The popular critique of RSI's business model is they're selling cartoonishly expensive spaceships out of balls-out venal greed and nothing else. But I would ask you to consider an alternative, and in light of recent news, infinitely more probable possibility. What if they're still selling these ships because even after banking 80 mil, actually 92 mil as of the other fucking day, or 1.3 billion pesos, they just plain need the fucking cash? Now, many have exploited this opportunity to cast an acrimonious glance in the direction of Kickstarter in general, blaming the very revenue model of crowdfunded games for the apparent avarice and incompetence of Robert Space Industries. But before hopping aboard the scab wagon to nihilistopia, I'd hasten to point out the stark contrast between Star Citizen and more realistic crowdfunding campaigns with actually attainable goals, like, say, the recent $2 million success of Harebrained Schemes Battletech.
I mean, I had no idea that we'd raise this much money and we would have this many people. I mean, so I'm essentially using it as a guide to, like, how big and how much I can do early on.
We're not building a cog, we're not building a car, we're not building something that's been proven. We're making stuff up as we go along.
Focus equals quality. So the more the team can focus on the game we know we need to make and want to make, the better off everything is. If we keep adding things or adding features, because we get a lot of feature requests and stuff, the more stuff that we try and wedge into our core vision of the game, the more sort of diluted that can become. And we really want to focus on making a great game, and the game that we told you that we want to make.
You can be a mercenary, a merchant, you can be a pirate, you can be a bounty hunter.
Everything would be nice to have. Game development is 10 pounds of good ideas in a 5-pound bag.
Dogfighting, sort of the hangar, persistent universe, planet side, Squadron 42, which is a single-player game, and the shipboarding first-person shooter.
We see our job as being the ones to help shepherd the project through to a successful completion, and that is going to mean saying no. To be able to make sure that we're going to bring a well-constructed, well-executed game to market, as opposed to just a bag of infinite holding of ideas that never actually gets finished.
So no, Kickstarter isn't bad. Star Citizen just happens to be a bad Kickstarter. Watch and compare the live streams for both projects. It's like peering through a window into a mirror universe. And don't give me that, but we don't know for a fact Chris Roberts is misspending the funds. For fuck's sake, at CitizenCon, there was a giant fucking spaceship on stage. Who do you think paid for that? Fucking Obamacare? You did. The money you spent, which you were expressly told would be used for the development of a video game and nothing else, went toward throwing a great big heave and hype fest designed to attract, you guessed it, more fucking money that you're being expressly told will be used for a fucking video. Am I the only one picturing a snake swallowing its own tail right now? In the wake of the Escapist article, Robert Space Industries positively lost their shit, outright threatening to sue if their demands for retraction were not met within 24 hours. The Escapist, admirably, not only stuck to their guns, but claimed that in doing further research, they had uncovered even more fiscal impropriety within the company. Well, shit! That was over a month ago. Surely they've filed a lawsuit already. It must have happened eons ago, right? Right?
Wrong.
I believe in the common tongue that's referred to as calling your fucking bluff. When the dust settles, Chris Roberts' harpoon may fall short of the albino beluga he's been tirelessly pursuing, these long years, but he sure as shit will have invented the world's first self-perpetuating monetary momentum machine. I'm Razor Fist. God fucking speed.
That will be in your guys' hands very, very shortly. and then it should be shortly in the hands of you guys. So I'm pretty confident that that will be in your guys' hands in the near future, and in the near future I mean inside soon. Don't want to give you dates because everyone gives me shit for giving you dates.
We're projecting about an 18-month development process.